What's up, boys? What's up, Taylor? Good to see you. All right, man. What's up, Joe? What's going on? Good to see you. Zach, you come sit by me. What's up? You guys sit there? Yeah.
We thought we were all gonna match.
I'm back. I didn't get the memo.
I mean, you didn't see them?
Look at those legs.
Oof.
Formal interview. We've done that with all you guys. So we'll do that. End of the year, you guys have had great years. It's kind of fun to just look back at that. Okay, I'm starting with Taylor Ward here. Taylor, when a player has a highlight, who do you think spends more time watching that highlight back? Zach Neto or Jo Adell?
I was going to say me.
Oh, is it you? You want your highlights?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime I hit an extra base hit, I screen record it and keep it. I mean, more for honestly, like, looking at your success. You want to look at, your success, but also just documenting it for when, things go south that maybe you could pick up on at some point. So, but I mean, between these two, man.
I know Joe gets it on the gram quicker.
I'm pretty quick with it.
Yeah, he's pretty quick.
I get on there. I ain't gonna lie. I think it might be Zach though. I'm not to sway you.
I mean, I want to say net too, but I mean, I don't know how much the gram weighs it out.
I get it, Zach. It feels like, I think you take the most heat from everybody, but I think you also deserve it the most.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think I just enjoy it. Every time I see a highlight or whatever, I definitely. The guys will tell you I definitely like to enjoy it a little more. But it just goes back to what Wardo said. Just be able to see more for just yourself, like your self jurisdiction, and just if you want to look back at some at bats, you go back and you look at those. It gives you a lot of success in the future. And but yeah, I think I would probably say me. Joe definitely gets on the ground faster.
I'm quick with it. I don't miss. No, but it's one of those things where it's like there's so much failure in this. Like we show up every day, like we're grinding, and when the things go well, like you have to celebrate it. Like you have to, we do it with each other. Like in the meetings when we have like hitters meetings, we try to show the highlights, even on games we don't win. Like just pumping everybody up because it's a failure sport. It's the toughest thing to do is come out here and hit the baseball and like play this game. So I feel like, whether it's me, Nat, whether it's him rewatching Homer videos, like you have to do it, man. Like because this game is so tough. So we enjoy it.
Along those same kind of lines, we all just got to see Mike Trout hit 400, and that was a big milestone moment. I know. It was a long wait, and he grinded, and he got there. And I thought it was really neat seeing the love you guys showed for Mike in that moment. Joe, you posted like right away.
Jo Adell TikTok.
Was this a planned thing? How'd that come to be?
No, we were just in the clubhouse and he had just got the ball back.
Yeah.
He just went and played catch with the fan that caught the ball, and he came in the clubhouse and we knew that he just had got the ball and it was authenticated, and I was like, I think it's time for a video. You know what I mean? I was glad that there was nothing in the background that like kind of messed the video up, you know what I'm saying? Especially like during shower time and all that type of stuff. But no, it was cool. It was cool. I whipped it out and started recording and just told him to give me something. So really big moment for him. Pretty exciting. It's awesome.
Yeah. Taylor, you spent so much time out there in the outfield with him. That must have been pretty special to witness that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just knowing Mike as a person and all the hard work he puts in. He's just a special human being. And for him to get that, and watch it personally, I'm just super happy for him, and it couldn't have, happened to a better person, for sure.
And just piggybacking off of that, over the years, just been able to get closer and closer to Mike, and unfortunately not be able to be there for it, but just being able to see it on TV. I was the first person to I feel like, once he hit it, like as he was touching first, I was already texting him. It was a pretty cool moment to be able to see that. We all know how much he's been grinding, to just be able to have a moment like that and finally get that burden off his shoulders. He'll tell you that it wasn't a burden. It's just, he's just kind of going through it. But we see it every single day. But it doesn't change who he is, right? He goes out there, same person every single day, supporting us. Not being selfish. Wanting to, hey, make sure you get on so I can hit this, so I get a chance to hit this homer, right? You know, it's just do your best to, you know, help the team win, and that's his motto. And it's just glad to see him be able to finally get that milestone, and you know, hopefully for 500 here soon.
Speaking of home runs, there's a lot of home runs sitting here on the stage right now. I want to talk about the great home run chase in 2025 in the outfield with you guys. Not quite Maris Mantle of 61, almost there though. No, but it's been fun watching you guys go back and forth all year. And who's gonna end up finishing the year as the Angels home run champ? By the time people are seeing this, we'll probably have that answer. Is there any rivalry between you two on who's gonna hit more home runs?
No, I mean, for me, I think Joe's capable of 50. So, you know, but you know, whoever gets it, I mean, I don't really think it matters. You know, I think it's just cool for us to be in this position, and to do what we did this year, I think is pretty special. So, I'm just excited, you know, for everything, and you know, just to see Joe grow as a player. You know, we've known each other since 2017, so I mean, it's awesome to see the growth, and you know, I'm just happy to be here with you, sharing the outfield, and I mean, it's been a special year for our individual stats for sure.
No, this is special. I mean, just like T said, we've been here for a while now. You know, we're kind of like, you know, we grew up through this organization and to play every day with each other, and it's funny, you know, every time he hits a home run, he comes back in and he's giving me something about what the pitcher's doing, about, you know, a way to be able to attack the at-bat. So we're really trying to help each other out. You know, this is one of those things where we want to see what each other can do. You know what I mean? I think it's more than that, than even the competition of like home runs. It's more of just, hey, you know, how great can we be? What can we do every night to impact the game? And, you know, when he gets a mistake, you know, I'm going in the box, you know, trying to get the same type of mistake. You know, we're fighting off of, you know, we're feeding off of one another. And so, just like you said, like, I'm so proud of him. Like, what an amazing year that he's put together, and really just how consistent, like, Taylor is, you know, every day. I've talked about it before, but, you know, that's something that I've tried to follow is in my routine this year, is just being consistent every day with my routine and what I'm doing. And that's what he's about. And I think that kind of attributes to some of the success, you know, for me this year, is just being more consistent in my work. So, no, but we'll see, though. At the end of the day, man, I'm so proud of Taylor and what we've been able to do collectively, really the three of us, you know, this year. And it's special, so.
I believe you guys. I know you, so I know everything you're saying is real, but Zach, come on. There's got to be a competition.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's a competition. You know, especially me, I could tell when there's a competition. But I mean, just going back to them too. I mean, for Joe, just his growth that he's, you know, seeing him play as a, you know, when I was in college and he was a rookie coming up, and you know, it's a lot of growth. Just him going through the system, and you know, when he first got here, you know, it's just been cool to see, and you just see you grow as a person, as a player. You know, it's just helped you become the person you are, right? And for Wardo, man, I mean, we've all seen what he's been through, you know, in Houston, in Toronto. You know, it's been a roller coaster of events that he didn't want to, you know, witness. But him just be able to come back to over the perseverance that he has, and for him to be able to put up a season that he's put up, and you know, just like I said, these two guys are the same person, right? Every single day, you can never tell if they're 0 for 4, 4 for 4. They come out here every single day, do their work, and try to help this team win as much as possible.
For sure. Taylor, that cut's healing pretty good.
It is.
It's looking good. Yeah, it's like it never happened. Yeah. That was crazy. I thought it was cool. Like, I know that was like obviously a scary moment for sure, but I thought just from an outsider, it was pretty cool seeing like the support that your teammates had for you in that moment. And Joe, you were pretty vocal about all that. I mean, what's it make you feel like as a player when you know your teammates got your back?
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, just seeing the support, seeing you know, the care from the guys, and you know, from Joe, of course. And I mean, it's incredible. And you know, I'm just thankful everything was okay. And but yeah, it would be nice if they patted that wall.
I was so mad. Like I was so mad. I got hurt on that.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 years ago, I think I got hurt on that same wall, like going back for a line drive off the wall, jumped, like got caught on the wall, like pulled the oblique. So like I already felt for him, and I was just like, man, like the stuff that's in control, like how do we? I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but
we don't need to, but we can. I do want to get into this. So back to Taylor's season. Dude, hit 2 grand slams in 10 days to win games for the team. Like, that just doesn't happen. And the one in San Diego is out of control. Then you have the other one in Sacramento. I want to hear from some of your teammates a little bit about this. When Taylor does that, like, what's the reaction like in the clubhouse when you see like a game-winning grand slam?
It's unbelievable, especially knowing his caliber of a player. A guy who could change the game in one swing of the bat, right? And just especially being at the top of the lineup, and just our main goal is, if we can't drive in a run, get on base and have the guys behind us drive them in. And I feel like in those 2 games specifically. We had some gritty at-bats, with the bottom of the lineup and then just kind of flipping it over. And, that spot getting to Wardo, knowing that, he's going to do some damage. We have all the trust in him, and, him able to just find his pitch and do the damage, which I think that's when he earned his kudos to him. And, it was special. It's 2 big wins on the road that we needed, especially at that time. And it kind of sparked everything up for us.
I mean, this was exactly like what we expected out of him. You know what I mean? Like, we expect him to come up in a big situation, runners in scoring position. You know that he's looking for a particular pitch. He's funneling, what he wants to get his mistake. And, his presence in the box for me is why he's able to do that in those moments, because he gets in there, the moment's never too big for him. You can almost see him at the plate. It looks like he wants to take a nap sometimes when he's in the box, which is a good thing. He's not trying to force it. And he gets his mistakes and he does damage, and that's why he's in the middle of our order. So pretty special moment. I mean, for me at least, outside looking in, that's a guy that you want up for sure.
Taylor, we've seen you. We talk hitting all the time. We've talked hitting for a decade now, and you're so technical, and there's so many things that you're working on. The emotion of having moments like that, like what's that feel like to get a game-winning grand slam?
It's definitely exciting. Even though I may not show it at the time, I'm very grateful that it happened. And I swung at that pitch, and he missed, and I didn't miss. And but I just try to stay even keel, and even with runners on, runners not on, just all the same situation. I mean, there's no point in really like elevating, like, oh man, there's a guy on second base, I gotta drive him in, or anything. No, I just keep having your at bat, hunt your dot, and whatever happens after that, you can't control. So just keeping it simple, I think, is just the biggest thing. And for all hitters, I mean, it just simplifies things. And it's just, I think what we should all do really is just keep it as simple as possible.
So when you come back up in the 7th inning in Sacramento with the bases loaded again, you just won it with a grand slam 10 days before, you're like, oh yeah, I got this, like it's happening again. Like, what's going through your mind in that spot?
Honestly, there's probably times where I don't even realize they're out there, or I may just realize there's someone on first and second and may not even notice the bases are loaded. I mean, that's just how much I think that for me is keeping the situation the same, like I said. And to come through in that spot, to come through in San Diego, just very, very thankful for it, for sure.
That's a fun atmosphere too in San Diego.
Like
that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see Wardo as like a silent assassin, right? Where you see him out there and he doesn't say a word, doesn't show no emotion, but you look back at those 2 homers and he's given just as much emotion as any of us, and that just shows like who he is as a person, right? He's the same person every single day, but when he comes through like that in a big situation to win us the ball game both times, it shows who he is, and giving that emotion just feeds off to the whole team.
Speaking of showing emotion, how come every time I see a video of you guys celebrating at home plate, Joe's got his shirt off? How come this happens every single time? Joe, are you kidding me? Defend yourself. Any explanation, please?
Yeah, you know what? It just is one of those things that happened. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, man. The shirt came off, and you just gotta let it happen. You just gotta be in the moment. You know what I mean? And I don't know, that's fun. That's fun stuff. I finally just like at some point I was trying to like keep it on, that type of deal, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go.
We saw triple play this year.
Yeah.
Thanks to our guy Zach. I mean, I know maybe a little different in the outfield, but like when you're watching a Zach turn a triple play, like what do you see? Like how are you taking that in from your spot in the outfield?
I mean, I have the best spot in baseball to watch Net do his thing. I mean, watching that triple play unfold, I mean, and the instincts to catch the ball and be that quick with it is incredible. I mean, but watching him every day, you know, the range just on everything, and I mean, I have the best spot to watch it all. So I'm very, you know, thankful for that, and just, I mean, I admire this guy and, you know, how he plays the game. So, but that was an incredible moment, especially against the Dodgers too, and Shohei hitting it. I mean, just beautiful thing.
It's just amazing, like when you talk about major league shortstops and like Zach coming up here and filling this role as being somebody who's leading the infield, and God, I mean, that play in particular, like it's more about all the stuff that has to go on before the ball's even thrown. I mean, he's got to get in position. He's looking at where runners are. He's looking at what he's going to do if balls are hitting certain areas in the infield. So all this is going on before the ball is even hit, and to instinctually just make that play where, you know, he's going up the middle to catch the line drive, to tag the bag, to throw to first base. Like, this is the type of baseball like IQ that, in my opinion, is hard to teach. Like, the kids just got it, you know what I mean? And so for me, it was really that was just kind of the icing on top. But this has been ever since, at least I've been on the same field as him playing, as instinctually, I mean, this guy's going to make plays, you know? And so we're comfortable every day when we see him run out there and we know that he's going to make something happen. We expect it at this point, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, kudos to him. But again, like, you know, some guys got it, you know what I mean? So again, and he's an unbelievably hard worker, obviously, on top of that, but pretty cool.
You guys all are. Like, that's what's pretty impressive. But Zach, I want to stick with this for a second. So on that play, were you ever thinking 3? Or, I mean, because the runner at first ended up kind of getting a little frozen there, and you got him. But like, when that ball gets hit at you, it's a split-second thought.
Yeah.
What's the thought?
Yeah, it's like Joe said, you know, it's just the preparation that you have before that pitch is thrown is, you know, if this ball's hit to me in the air, what am I going to do with it? You know, also you got to kind of feel out for the situation. You know, at the time I was covering second base with Rojas at second, trying to keep him close from stealing. And, you know, just the ball was hit in the air, right? I honestly thought it hit Berkey, and I just saw him move out of the way quickly, and I saw the ball right there, and the first thing I thought was, you know, if I don't catch this ball, I really can't do nothing with it. So, you know, once I saw the ball kind of going in my glove, I saw from my peripheral Rojas still kind of stuck in between, and I was like, all right, I'm going to step on second. And then from my other peripheral, as I was touching second, it was seeing where that guy was. And, you know, just in that point, you know, when I caught it and stepped on the base, it was just trying to hit Nolan on the run. You know, he was still in his position, you know, everything just happening so fast. And, you know, it was a dream come true, honestly. I've never been a part of one. I've never hit into one, thankfully. And be able to be on the defensive side, and like Wardle said, it being against the Dodgers with Shohei hitting, I don't think you could draw it up any better.
Nolan's been here for like a little over a year, and he's already been a part of 2.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. It's nice to be a first baseman, but it is unbelievable for that to happen. He was a part of one in his debut. Crazy. Man, Joe, I want to kind of get into just the journey for a second. Just the journey of 2025. Because I know that April was a tough month. And for you to be able to flip it around, and I'm going to get these guys' opinions on it too, but for you to go and having the April that you had after a season last year where you made progress, but it was like, okay, when are we going to really see the jump? Yeah. Then, like, calendar flips to May, and here we go, and a career year for you. Man, how tough was it when you started the season a little slow, knowing how hard you work, knowing what you want to achieve, and then being able to have the year that you've had? Like, what was that time like when you were maybe wanting it to happen so badly, but it wasn't coming, and then it finally did?
Yeah, I mean, you know, April was tough. The start of the year was tough. I kind of let the idea of me not playing every day to kind of start the year, it was kind of messing with me a little bit, and I was just trying to overproduce, like trying to make the big swing every at bat and trying to really do things that were a little bit like out of character, and it kind of hurt me, you know, in that first month. And then, you know, I remember when I got into Tampa, we were in Tampa, and I started to just say, hey, I need to relax. Like, I need to relax. I need to find a way to, like, pick out better pitches to hit. I need to zone a little bit better in the box. And it wasn't overnight, but it was something at that point I started to try to, like, do my own homework on, and just went with the mindset of, hey, when I get an opportunity to go out, I'm going to try to play the best baseball that I can, and, like, the results are going to follow. And, you know, shortly after, I became a point where I was started to play more and more and more, and then was in the lineup every day at that point. So at first, I probably accredited a lot to putting a lot of pressure on myself from not starting every day in that first month or so of the season. And then, you know, once I got out there every single day after, started becoming like an everyday guy, I was able to kind of really just get back into that groove. But that's like the thing with me is that's my reality. Like, when I first got to the big leagues, I played every day during COVID, and COVID was COVID, but I played every day, and then it didn't go well, and then I was kind of spotty for playing time within the 2 or 3 years after, right? So I always put the pressure on myself of like, I have to perform or I'm not gonna play. And so this year, having the ability after that first month to really come out and play every day, and even last year, you know, with Wash giving me the ability to just go out and get 400 to 500 at bats. And same thing this year, really just allowed me to kind of settle into that groove of like, hey, like I'm gonna show up. If it doesn't go well, I'm at least gonna get the opportunity to come back tomorrow. And I think all of us will admit that, you know, this game is so hard that it's hard to take small sample sizes and decide, you know, what you are. You know, baseball is a marathon. Like, you need the entirety of the year to put together the numbers and put together the production you want to. And I think that's kind of my reality. My reality is that, you know, I'm a marathon guy. Over the long haul, you know, I'm going to get it done. But in short, you know, spurts, it's tough. And I think it's tough for anybody at this level.
Taylor, you went through it. I mean, you changed positions, and now witness to watching Joe go through his journey, and you've been there the whole time. Can you help explain maybe what Joe's talking about here and just how tough it is to do what he's done?
Yeah, I mean, Joe's right. The baseball season is a marathon, and you know, us as hitters, it kind of reminds me of like a roller coaster ride with, you know, the success and the failure, and how quickly things can go badly. But, you know, I think when, you know, we go through these things, you know, it makes us better because we learn hopefully why the dips happen, and you know, I just think it helps us, you know, move forward and become a better baseball player, a better hitter. But it was really cool to see Joe, you know, make those adjustments and, you know, become the player, you know, we all thought he could be. And I mean, it's just been a great learning year for all of us, and hopefully, you know, we just keep it rolling into next year.
Okay, you said roller coaster. Zach, I know you went to Disneyland and you had some fun. We saw those videos. Those videos have made it around.
What is that?
I'd love to know what you guys like to do for fun. Like, I know you don't get many off days during the season, especially at home. But Taylor, I know you went to high school in Southern California, but you guys are, you know, from all over the country. What do you do for fun on the off days?
You know, for me, I'm a big video games guy, so I love playing video games.
Who's the best?
I would probably say
I'm better than Zach.
No chance.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
What do you guys play?
Call of Duty.
We just play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know, different other games, but you know, besides video games, you know, just try to, you know, walk around, you know, enjoy the city a little bit. You know, something we don't really get a lot of off days. So when we do, we just try to enjoy as much as possible. You know, I don't have a family yet, so I can't speak for Wardo, but you know, it's just try to enjoy the off time as much as possible. You know, get away from the field, which we get to enjoy, and just be able to, like I said, enjoy the time. Maybe call the family, see what they're doing, and just be able to relax. That's the biggest thing.
He shut you down quick on the video games.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. He ain't seen enough of me though. We play different game modes. He plays a more drawn out game mode on Call of Duty than I do. I play a faster paced, more intense version of Call of Duty on my off time. I honestly, I'm gonna piggyback that same deal. Just like, I like to kind of get out. I do like to shop a little bit. Like, you know, I'm into fashion stuff. I like to, you know, do that. But yeah, like those of you who have seen, I like making videos. I put stuff out on TikTok and whatnot. I do enjoy that. I kind of got into that a couple years ago.
You're a certified content creator.
Yeah, a little bit. I've done a little stuff with the Angels with that. But yeah, like just hanging out, enjoying the time. You know, me and my girl get something to eat, like go to a nice restaurant, something like that. Sightsee. You gotta enjoy like these off days. Like they come, they're far and like few of them that you get. You know what I'm saying? So you try to enjoy it. But yeah, I don't have any kids yet. But so I can't really speak to like daddy daycare stuff. So, but I enjoy my time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't realize how much time you spend away from your family until you have kids. And in this game, it's crazy. Even when you're home, I mean, I only get to see them for 2 or 3 hours, and then I come here, and then I go home and they're sleeping. So, and on the road, obviously, thankfully for FaceTime, it helps a lot. But when I'm here, it's all family time. I do like to play golf, so I'll play usually early in the morning while they're still sleeping. So I get back and have a full day with them. But on the road, golf and video games too. I love video games. It's definitely easy to get away from the game when you play video games and not focus on baseball. And but yeah, really family time and golfing and video games for me.
Okay, so I'm like now I have an idea. Okay, it's Ryder Cup week, so I feel like we need to set this up. I think we need to get the position players against the pitchers in a golf match, like a Ryder Cup style, and try to sort that out. In that case, Taylor, who wins? Do the position players win or the pitchers win? They got debt. You guys get Trout, and you're a pretty good player.
What, to get biggest slice, or what are we going for?
Yeah, we're playing on a real course.
What do you think we're going to play? Putt-putt?
Maybe out here at the stadium.
No, we're playing a real course.
Man, I want to say Mike would carry us, but the pitchers, I mean, you don't have to worry about a baseball swing. So I think they spend more time worrying about their golf swing and having a better golf swing. So I would lean more towards the pitchers.
If Barry's playing, we're in
Barry's
trouble.
playing, yeah, we're
in trouble.
See, but like the starters especially, they only throw every fifth day. They get 4 other days, and they can go play as much golf as they want.
The pitchers are legit golfers, man.
Yeah,
they can really do it.
When the pitchers aren't talking about baseball, they're talking about golf.
They're legit.
And it's tough. But I don't play golf myself, but I still believe in our guys. Position players. I still think we can do it.
I love that, Zach. Yeah. I don't play, but my guys, we're not going down.
I still got us.
Yeah.
As long as we can put the driver away. If we go irons, if we go par threes only, we might have a chance. But the moment I got to pull that driver out, oof, it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah. You're a pretty good bowler, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Can these guys bowl?
I haven't seen them, but
okay.
No.
It's definitely a trial that we need to do for sure. Maybe spring training coming up. A little bowling trip will be nice to see where the guys are at.
See, this is the beauty of baseball. That I wish, like, as a society, we could just have more of this. You guys are together all year from the beginning of February. You guys all work out together in the offseason. It doesn't even really stop. But from February until the end of September, and you're spending all these days together, all together for a tight space for a while, and then you're professional athletes. And so the competition mode has to be off the charts. I know you like video games or something. Is it just competition everywhere? What are some of the fun things you guys do to compete?
Yeah, I think golf is the biggest one, right? A lot of guys play it. But it's like you said, we're here together for almost 8 months out of the year, and it's just a brotherhood that we pretty much put together. And there's going to be things we agree on, things we don't agree on, but that's where you build that trust, build that relationship with that person, and those little events outside of the field is what keeps the brotherhood together. And whatever you can do to keep it close, that's the biggest thing. So when we are out there on the field grinding together against another team who's trying to beat our tail into the ground, it's easier for us to go out there and just trust in each other. Whenever I don't do it at the plate, I know these guys behind me will do it, and just being able to have that trust.
You guys have all been together for a while now.
Yeah.
What's it, 3 years pretty much, together all the time? Okay. I think it's time we learn a little something about one another that maybe folks at home don't always know. Let's pick on Zach first. I think he's the easiest target. I want to know from you two, what is something folks at home need to know about our good friend Zach Neto here that they might not otherwise know?
Well, I think one thing that just stands out right away is the confidence is no secret.
Yeah.
That's probably the first thing.
I probably noticed that.
Yeah, that's probably easy to notice. I don't know. I mean, obviously, like we hit on the bowling thing, right? This guy's supposedly a good bowler. I don't know. We'll let that be seen at some point, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about it and not a ton of video.
I haven't seen video. I've seen scores. I've seen scores.
Anybody can post a score.
You gotta be there to witness it,
How about you tell us?
Yeah. How about this? What should we know about them?
What should I know about that? What do I know about
No,
them?
I'm gonna him. I want him to say
about me?
something about himself.
Well, I mean, I don't think the lack of confidence is lacking for sure. You know, I definitely think I'm very vocal when it comes to, you know, just trying to get the mind off of baseball. You know, especially when you talk about a guy in the clubhouse or even on the field who, you know, likes to talk some crap, you know, with each other or you know, about the other team or whatnot. I think I'm kind of like that guy, you know, the first guy to raise my hand, right? But you know, it's like we all talk about. It's what we want to do to win, and you know, you got to have that one guy who just doesn't give a crap about nothing and just go out there and play. And I think, you know, the guys always give me crap about my salsa dancing. You know, I learned how to salsa dance a couple years ago, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. You know, nobody's seen video of it yet, thank God. But
Well, we're here right now, though. You can get up and show us.
No chance. I don't have shoes on, so I can't. I can't. But yeah. So I think it's you know, it's just little things like that. You know, the bowling's the biggest one coming around now, just because you know, we've had different places where we bowled, and you know, I bowl in the league here, so it's pretty cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's I'm curious about that. You also said something that kind of triggered this thought. I know you like to talk to your teammates. Sometimes you talk to the opponents. You guys like to have conversations. Let me ask you too. Does Zach ever say something that you hear like, Zach, well, come on, man. Now if something were to happen, now you got to go. You know, you're gonna have his back. But does Zach ever like say things that make you like, oh God, Zach, come on, what are we doing?
Like when we're playing somebody else?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, I love it. I mean, it's all natural. He ain't gonna back down to nobody, and I love that. You know, and you know, going back to, you know, Net, and you know, Net, as a group, we like to, you know, talk crap, and you know, I think that shows like a really good relationship when everybody can take it and dish it. And but Net is definitely the king of stirring the pot. I mean, even before we came up here, you know, just had to say something to somebody, and it just started going back and forth. And you know, I think it's awesome to you know, have that relationship with everybody, and Zach does. You know, he's super comfortable with everybody, and he's willing to say anything to them. And I think that brings, you know, the relationship that he has with those guys, you know, closer. And you know, I think that's pretty cool.
Even in the pregame meetings, you know what I mean? Pregame meetings are supposed to be serious. You know, sometimes you got to crack a couple jokes. You know what I mean? And he's really good at kind of just fitting in there and making something funny, and you know, just being himself. And you know, believe it or not, you know, especially with the young guys that we have, you know, on this team, it loosens them up. You know, it makes it easier to come out here and play. You know, this is a big stage. You know, so when you can keep it loose and have a good time, and you got players that are like that, that's what it's about. You know, it brings the best out of everybody. So.
How good is Joe's fashion? Is Joe's fashion IQ as high as maybe he thinks it is?
No, I think it's pretty up there. You know, he could dress with the best of them. You know, we do give him a lot of crap for his TikTok. You know, we definitely could do a little better on that. But I mean, he's pretty spot on with, you know, everything that he talks about. You know, fashion, video games, and pretty much everything. You know, it's pretty spot on. And you know, it's like he's talked about. And you know, when you say something, you got to come out and be proud of it. And he's definitely the biggest guy to do that.
I'm glad we got the nicest version of Zach Neto ever today. That's wonderful. We got that. Yeah, I don't know where this came from, but we got it today.
Yeah, I need that clip. We need that.
You in agreement with Zach, or sometimes as Joe wears stuff like, Joe, what are we doing, man?
I think there's 5% of the time where you know, maybe like a team flight or something, but you know, I think Joe's, you know, made huge strides in that department. And you know, for me personally, with fashion, like I'm so basic and boring. Honestly, I keep, like everything else in life, I keep it simple. And so I mean, yeah, he's way above. A lot of these guys are way above, you know, anything I would ever wear. But you know, hey, whatever floats your boat, and you know, I respect it.
It was the cutoff jean shorts that I finally put away. I don't think that was
shorts?
Yeah, we didn't need those.
No. They were actual cutoffs. They weren't like jorts have like the seam where they're like seam. These were like
we didn't
cut off.
need those.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
I'm glad that we asked
okay.
Taylor for to rank how well Joe does fashion-wise. That was good. That was that's a Hall of Fame level question right there. All right, so let's pick on Taylor for a second. What should we know about Taylor Ward?
I mean, like I said, this guy's a silent assassin. Like, you don't know what his next move is, right? You know, he's so quiet. which is why we love him, right? But you know, he shows no emotion, which I think is like the best part, you know. And it's going back to like, you don't know if he's 0 for 4, 4 for 4. Like, he comes every day, same person, and you know, when he does like come through and show emotion, you know it's something good. And you know, like I said, it feeds off of for everybody in the clubhouse. You know, coaches, players, even the bad boys and ball boys. I mean, they get hyped with it too. So it's just I think Wardo has top 3 sense of humor on this team by far.
Oh, really?
Like, it's sneaky humor that like I said, he's super quiet, but when it does come out of his mouth, like, it's a good laugh every time.
He's like literally, you can't, like he said, you can't tell. He could be 4 for 4 with 4 home runs, and you like can't tell. Like, and to get him to smile when you get him, that's like you've done something. If you get him to show like teeth, that means that like, hey, like either what you said was hilarious, or like, you know, like you said, it's that type of humor where, you know, he says 2 or 3 words and it can make the whole room just die laughing.
Yeah.
Just that type of guy. You know what I mean? But, hidden talents? You got anything hidden that we don't know about you? There has to be something.
I don't think so.
I remember we talked
There
about
has to be
you
something,
refurbished putters at one point. Are you still
That's right.
doing that?
Yeah. No, that was just a phase. Yeah. And I mean, I started like upsetting my wife with how many we had, so
Yeah,
that quickly fizzled out.
Understood. Okay, so Zach, if you said Taylor's top 3 funny,
Yeah.
who are the other 2?
Well, when I'm not naming myself,
You
I'm gonna
can't
be
name
humble
yourself.
here. I'm gonna be humble
For the
okay?
first time, that's great.
Yeah. Top 3 funniest guys on our team. I would say Travis, number 1.
Oh, he's good.
I would say
Really
when
good.
you get Mike, like when you stir the pot
With
good
Mike.
with Mike,
Oh, he's good.
Mike can be funny too. And I would say Wardo's number 3. That's my top 3.
I think Joe's getting up there too.
Joe's up there.
Are
no
you
doubt.
kidding
But
me?
if
No,
you
yeah,
said top 3, that's my top 3. That's my
This
top
is
you
the
got
silent
some
killer
good-
right here. No, this is the silent killer right here. I'm telling you.
Joe's got some good one-liners. I'm not gonna lie.
I do have
And,
good
and Mike
one-liners.
too. Mike
Yeah.
does it. Yeah.
Like I said, when I like stir the pot and I get everybody going, everybody becomes funny. It's weird.
Neto's probably in my top 3.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Neto's in my top 3. And I'd probably say Darno and Mike and Wardo. Because, like I said, Wardo with a one-liner, dude, like, I mean, you say mine are good, but Wardo's got some good ones.
I just want to make sure I understood that correctly. So everybody else, they have their sense of humor, but if not for you, Zach, really no one's that
No,
funny.
I wouldn't say not for me. I'm just more to Trouty. I'm the one that gets Trouty going. I feel like, you know, I've gotten so close with Mike that I could talk to him like an older brother, and he would just pick on me like a little brother. But like when Mike's talking the most in the clubhouse or in the locker room, or you know, even in our little hitters meetings, I feel like most of it is because of something that I said to him that kind of got him going.
The fire starter.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
It's important to have that. That's an important role. Look, guys, I know that, you know, this season's ending a month shorter than we all want it to end. And we all want to see what this group is capable of doing. And there's so much talent here, and you guys have all had awesome seasons. But now I don't even want to say look ahead to 2026, but look ahead to just the offseason, a chance to just kind of reset yourselves a little bit before next year. What are some of the things that you're maybe looking forward to most?
In the off season,
Yeah.
or, I mean, honestly, like really just kind of being able to spend some more time with, you know, my girlfriend Jasmine, and just being able to just like recuperate and kind of just settle back in, take a time to kind of just relax and get my feet back under me. But I think, you know, more than anything, I can't help but like thinking about like next year and like trying to, you know, figure out what I've done this year and how I could be better. I think at some point we all get that like itch within the first like month of the off season of like, what can we do to kind of like make this thing work and come back, and, you know, if you were really good that year, like trying to do the same thing to bring yourself back to that level. So, I mean, but definitely like taking that time to kind of relax and like get my feet up. I'm kind of the worst with like chilling out and like relaxing. I have to like force myself to do it. Like I'm a very much like a workaholic type of guy. So my girl Jasmine always tells me, hey, you have to like chill. Like you have to, like you got to kick your feet up, like be done for a minute. Like this is a long year. But I can't help, like my mind always like works about like what's the next thing. And I mean, that's how all these guys are. I mean, that's how we got here. We got here by thinking about what we can do to be better. But I definitely think that you've got to force yourself to take that time to kind of relax and put your feet up and look at what you did well and be proud of that. And then slowly kind of get back into this thing, figure out what we can do. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, family time. I'm looking forward to spending the whole day with them. And then, like Joe said too, I mean, this is a very stressful game. And, once, once we last out or whatever on Sunday and, finally being able to, mentally like decompress and not have to stress over your bats or performing out there, I think so there's always like some zen to that. So definitely looking forward to that and, the family time.
Yeah, I think the family time is the biggest one, right? Especially for me being far from in Miami. But it's like Wardo and Joe said, just be able to mentally decompress from this game, kind of go away from it, do something, that, maybe, we're in this game for 8 months out of the year, and just be able to do something that we're not accustomed to yet. And then, it's like Joe said, we get a week of peace and whatnot, and then we're already thinking like, oh man, what are we supposed to do? Just to be able to enjoy the family time, especially the time that you have with them. And I know the new Call of Duty is coming out soon too, so I'm very excited to play that and just kind of get my mind off of it a little bit.
I love it. Well, guys, I appreciate it. Hey, congratulations, all three of you. Career years for all three of you. And I can't wait to have this conversation again next year with another career year for you guys. It's awesome. So appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Cool.
All right.
You guys are all
Zach, squeeze in. Joe, I was going to say your beard is looking really nice. It's in a good spot right now.